really admires Jewish people, but doesn't understand why other people always need tacos.
I have a question. Growing up Catholic, I went to a Catholic school, and whenever you would like drop you're Catholic, would people go, "Oh, that explains it"?
Yeah.
And did you, as a little kid, would you wonder what the fuck does that mean?
I viewed being Catholic, because of the way it was presented to me, as the definition of perfection.
So really? Because I viewed it as like, oh, that explains all of your myriad of creepy flaws.
Kid, I was like, oh, it is the most sacred, and like I thought, like,
but not because of what people said, because of what you saw in church.
Yeah, just the way like my parents talked about it, and like
she's talking about how other people perceive you as a Catholic.
Right? No, I understand that, but I'm saying that like when somebody said that, I'd be like I would never, like if they're saying that explains it, I'd be like, that explains why I'm so polite. I don't understand what you're saying, like, because I just viewed it as the intent from them couldn't be it explains a flaw.
That's a bizarre shield your folks put up. Charo, his name. Can I say your name?
Sure.
His mom's name is actually Charo.
Yeah.
Hold on, this is the time in the show we would normally end. We're going OT. Just drop the Van Halen in there. We're going to do an extra 10 minutes because your elliptical work is not finished yet. So you are saying, I know what Nick is saying because I've experienced it too. When I was doing the Addison Improv in Texas, and I told people in Texas I was Catholic, it's like I said I was a black Jewish person.
Yeah.
They were like, well, we'll give you a pass anyway.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Christ is Christ, I thought, right? But not our kind of Christ.
Yeah.
But you're saying the way you were raised by your folks, that whenever anybody tried to say something negative towards you about being a Catholic, you had this almost bubble around you where you took it as a compliment.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, like I'm on Broadway and you're doing a fucking basement in Queens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, I'm at the highest level of everything.
I'm closer to
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I
and that you must have had a great church, because we go to St. Monica's, and it is the greatest. Like Colin, if you went with us to Mass, you'd be like, this place is awesome. It's a party.
Singing, music, sign says all are welcome.
All are welcome above the door. There's like crazy people.
Yeah.
Father Tim and me go running in the morning. I broke my leg running with my priest.
Stations of the Cross.
It's
super open and loving.
I should say though, it's really more credit to, it wasn't that I was like this, like the church is so awesome and fun. It's that my parents presented the religion and God and everything in such an important and kind of perfect way. It was, it's everything. It's the answer. It's, like prayer, like how.
So you never viewed it as a dig. You always viewed it as.
Yeah, I was like, and like being a good Catholic, like I'm telling you as a kid, like not as like a.
So if somebody said to you like, no, he doesn't know he's Catholic. You took that as like don't even ask him. He's way above all this.
You would go, thank you.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, it's nice.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because I'm a girl, and so there's like all these weird preconceived like Catholic schoolgirl like creepy things that people put into that, because people would always say, well, that explains it. And I go, explains what?
And I gotta say, I got very upset, very disappointed.
You know my uniform's at the cleaners.
By the like all the the scandals, like all the priest scandals, because I felt like that scandal really like defamed, slandered the brand. You know what I mean? Like
I'm with you.
And it would make me.
Tom Segura is breaking it down.
It had
really
nothing
did.
to do with Catholicism.
And I would be like,
it had everything to do with people in power abusing.
Yeah.
Don't you think there's just as many rabbis and Baptist?
Yeah.
Anytime.
Sure.
Not really. We're talking about pedophiles versus Ponzi schemes. But thanks for chiming in.
Yeah.
No.
That was very thoughtful of you to try to equate.
Preschool teacher. I mean,
that's like a guy that just grabbed a glove and said, "Can I pinch hit?"
Yeah. Yeah, it really, and it upsets you, right? Because then you're like, I'm not even.
It has to do with pedophilia.
Yeah,
not Catholicism. Yeah.
I feel like the Catholic Church, obviously, there was a problem. Like no one on More Stories is saying there's not a problem. There wasn't, and it continues to be a problem with guys getting shuffled to other parishes and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But what I say is, I think that happens exactly the same amount in other religions. It's just that because Catholicism is
the most prominent of those.
It's prominent, but it's also I don't even know if you know this. there is like a bizarre silent majority of racism towards Catholicism in the United States. And if you don't believe me, you can look at like the History Channel. I saw a whole documentary on the History Channel about the Ku Klux Klan. Mm-hmm. And when women became sympathetic because they realized that the women's movement was kind of not in step, but parallel sort of to the black and civil rights movement, the attendance in the Ku Klux Klan plummeted in the 1930s. So the Ku Klux Klan said, hey man, fucking Catholics, let's go get these assholes. And here's what the mindset was. They take their orders from the Vatican, which is in Rome, which is another country, which means they're not even Americans. Right. And they look just like us. And at least the blacks are from here.
Right.
So that was like a crazy thing. There's like a bizarre, when you tell people they're Catholic, they either say, I am too, or they go, oh, God, that explains it. And I'm like, have you, like, what are you talking, like, can you imagine if I said that to you about your religion? That'd be like
it's an odd thing to say to someone. And when you're a child, particularly, and you go to a Catholic school, I don't know if you did or not.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And when people say it to you, you kind of, you're taken aback when you're 8 and you go, it explains what?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
What people don't realize is, I think, what I think people don't realize is that the Catholic Church, and by necessity, has suddenly become the most progressive of the churches because it needs to catch up. I mean, they just pardoned Galileo.
Make good for what.
I mean, they pardoned Galileo like 14 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we go to church in Santa Monica, and literally there's gay people holding hands in the pews, and that's not the Catholic Church that I ever thought existed. There's a crazy lady with a baby pram, and there's like puppies inside the pram.
Poodles.
There's poodles.
But they're Catholic poodles.
Catholic poodles. There's a guy with a Randy. There's Church Randy.
Yeah, Church Randy.
Take those.
The Randys have their own. They have their own pew. When it's time for them to kneel, it takes forever. Because when it's time to put the kneeler down, and then Randy has to put like all 75 church Randys down on the kneeler.
I don't think they kneel.
Like, boom, 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 boom,
I don't think they kneel.
It takes 20 minutes to get them into prayer position.
I don't think they kneel. I think that they're like thing 1 and thing 2. Like they know they're the party. They don't have to do shit.
I think Randys they know what they're doing.
I think they just sit there with their smiling face.
I think it'd be great if he had 7 Randys in a pew and they're all in different positions. So one of them is always in the right place. You know, one of them's sitting, one of them's kneeling. Or they could all be
attached by strings to his limbs.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
So he moves,
like that guy that you said do that. Remember that? He was like the 4 Tops. And then he had like those
they got his poster up at the Improv.
Yes.
And I'm like, who is this guy? And how come I've never seen him? It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think Randy has those for church.
Schwarzenegger goes to St. Monica's. Conan when he was out here. Joe Torre. Farley.
He used to be at our Oktoberfest every year.
Farley did Oktoberfest
every
at
year.
St. Monica's?
Yeah. He was wonderful. He would, there was all sorts of groups and whatnot, and he would quietly and never make a thing of it, and no one really even knew until after he passed that he would, go and visit the elderly, and he was very involved in the parish, but he was very involved and dear and precious, and he'd be at our Oktoberfest every year at our little nerdy school, doing the pie eating contest, and it was just it's not a glamorous place at all, but it was just
guys are in there. I'm surprised.
Good Catholic.
I had to get over the fact that how many people are wearing flip-flops in church.
At St. Monica's?
Oh, mostly flip-flops.
There's also a lot of homeless folks. I mean, there's folks without flip-flops. There's folks with no flip or flop.
They're both flopless and flipless.
Yes.
What about homeless Randy?
Homeless Randy would be
Nick told me that
terrible.
Monsignor Duval was the Monsignor before Monsignor Torgerson. And Monsignor Duval every day would go outside. Santa Monica has the hugest homeless population in California because they literally are dropped off here in buses because they're fed, mostly by churches like St. Monica's. The Catholic churches down by the beach give them food. And Monsignor Duval used to go out every day and feed them and talk to them, not like patronizing at all, but like,
just
Matt, how are you? How's your mom? How's your brother? Did they enjoy the thing? Like he would just... all the time. And when they eulogized him, when Monsignor Duval died, Nick said, like...
It was unreal. As I was a little girl, and we went to a service just for the school kids, and it was open to all, and half the church was filled with the school kids, and the other half was filled with the homeless folks from the park across the street that had friendships with this pastor.
They had to add
a service.
They had to add a service to accommodate the homeless.
And they were all crying because they'd lost their pal,
Yeah.
So it was. I had a much
it's a great
different
place, man. I stand by. I put my name on that right there. I love St. Monica's.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I know because we have to wrap up. I think in keeping in terms with.
First of all, I admire your segue before it comes out of your mouth. It's so funny. What? I know we got to wrap up, so just keep.
I just wanted to.
Jackson.
I like it already.
I wanted to issue an apology to my friends that are listening.
Oh no!
No, yeah, I think it's a good practice. I need to practice this stuff for the future, maybe. Amigos mexicanos, quiero decirles que les veo como amigos míos y me encanta su país, me encanta su gente, me encanta su comida. Los tacos son riquísimos. Carne asada me encanta con queso. Y además su tequila y como chupan cervezas. Quiero decirles que son mis amigos y si molestan conmigo, son solo chistes, son bromas y quiero que se ríen. Y si vienen a verme en vivo, les doy un taco.
Well, I don't speak Spanish, but I'll answer.
Well, how is that
I'll answer in Polish.
Excellent.
Dziękuję. Thank you.
I don't understand how the two of you think that's going to straighten it all with the Jews.
We love them. They're the best.
Tommy coming strong. Español. How about we all laughed because we heard the word taco like fucking children.
And we heard tequila.
Taco.
We heard tequila too.
I heard tequila.
Tequila.
What did you offer? Sexual favors? What did you just do?
No, I just was.
That was legit.
Was that legit? Did you just say sorry?
I was saying I.
Do you speak Spanish?
I do speak Spanish.
That was
yeah.
awesome.
He's Peruvian in Spanish.
I love your food.
Yeah.
I love your people.
Yeah.
Good for you. That was really neat.
Thanks.
Well,
Nick.
I'm surprised you didn't work in Come See Me at the Ontario Improv.
No.
I'm not playing there, but I will.
If you're speaking Spanish on podcasts,
I know.
you're on the right track.
Pero en Denver, en las montañas de Denver, me voy al improv con Gabriel Iglesias.
Monsignor Torgerson, who's the Monsignor
not
at
gonna
St.
be there.
Monica's.
He's not. I will be there. I will be at the Denver Improv.
September?
No, August.
August?
No.
Yeah, we're running.
Never mind. I
Just
wonst be
keep
there.
guessing months.
I'll be
Throw some
there's only
September and
12.
October shit out there.
I'll be in Winnipeg.
Are you going to be with me in Cleveland and Pittsburgh? You motherfucker.
No, I can go to Phoenix.
In spirit.
I can go to Phoenix.
You motherfucker.
Phoenix, I can go to with you.
Where do you get off headlining on your own without me? You motherfucker. You fucking
Prick.
tell me. You fucking stuttering prick. You.
Can I do Phoenix?
You could do all of them.
Hey guys, I'll be in Phoenix with Jay Morris.
And in September, October, I'm going to be in Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Put your name on it.
I'll be in Winnipeg. I will be in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yes, you're playing Rumors.
I am. Have you done it?
Yeah, they made me like a crazy.
But are you really?
Look at all these rumors.
When are you doing it?
The offer was for January, and I went, I'm not going to Winnipeg in fucking January. I said, so probably in spring, I'm going to do a whole Canadian tour.
Nice. I'm doing Calgary, Vancouver, and Winnipeg.
That's my spot.
And
dude.
Montreal.
Those are my people. #1 podcast in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
Winnipeg?
moly.
You
really?
didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, by far. Like, not even close.
Winnipeg, I am coming to see
Gracious,
you.
are you kidding me?
Come see me at Rumors. Hell yeah.
I'm going to wrap this all up with a Farley thing. And it goes into Monsignor Torgerson, who I believe did Chris Farley's service at St. Monica's. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
So Chris Farley was always at St. Monica's, and he would have enjoyed the hubbub prior to the eulogy starting, because like I said earlier, in every sketch, whenever a judge had to bang a gavel, like before, or like when you're milling about on a subway platform before an announcement, people sit around. And extras, we were talking about earlier, what did you hear extras say on the set of Las Vegas? Like, they say crazy shit to, like, prepare them for fucking extra stuff, right, hon?
Really?
What do you mean? Like, what are they told to say?
No,
or
like, what did they say in their minds?
Like, they fire themselves
prepare?
up?
Oh, they definitely fired themselves up. And in fact, there were crew members who would, issue Academy Awards for, like, background actors. Academy Awards, like best off-screen wave, best fake cell phone call and things like that. And there were some background actors who would get very into it, like,
really?
Yeah, like, they'd be talking to themselves and like my character just won. Okay, my character, you know what? My character loves craps. Like, it's an odd breed of
You
folk.
could see on like Law and Order, guys in the background, like cell phone talking their balls
just
off.
Academy Award winning left and right.
It's a good game. We should bring this up. It's a really good game for More Stories listeners to play. And you just look over and go, "There's a Academy Award nominee for best cell phone conversation."
You just see a guy like in the background just hamming it up, like having a furious silent phone call.